All right, welcome back. So, moving on, we're going to um, have a a function that will quote backslash n. Uh, we'll pass a list to it. Passing a list, L-I-S-T, to a function. And I guess if you see T-I-O-N, I guess you capitalize that. A list is a collection, as we know. So I think we'll just do it that way. Okay, so def, D-E-F. Actually, before we do that, let's just define a list of numbers. List of nums, N-U-M-S. I'm going to put about 15 of them here in this list. Just integers. They can repeat, varying them different. Okay. Okay. I could space them out. What am I doing here? I could space them out just to make it cleaner, but I want to fit them all in one line. Okay, so I just want about 15 of them. Okay, and 0. Doesn't matter. Just you pick a list of numbers. I guess I could clean this up some. Gee whiz. Yeah, I'm just going to tighten it up. We can make it look good. And now, with that list of numbers, okay, so here this is at the top. With that list of numbers, I'm going to write a function. So I go DEF, and I'm going to call it add the number to it. Remember, I can't start a function with a number, by the way. So I'm going to give it numbers, N-U-M-B-E-R-S, and I'm going to use a default value where it's a default of 2. Okay? So what will this function do? It will add 2 to a list. It's funny because 2 is a number and here's 2 is a verb, but to a 2 by default. Okay. All right. That is what it's going to do. I forgot the colon here, so it didn't turn it into a block. So let me add that as a block. Okay. That is what this function will do. So numbers is being passed to it, and it is going to be a list. So how do I pull stuff out of a list? Using a for num in numbers, because that's what I gave it. Sum will equal to num plus each one plus x. Okay? And then I will print out, P-R-I-N-T, print out the sum and just print out the number. So I'll set end to return to no return. Okay? Actually, let me put a comma in there. So every number will print out, but it'll have a comma between it, a comma space. Okay? And then after I print out the number, all right, I want to print out a line. Okay, so let me P-R-I-N-T. I'm going to go ahead and just print out an empty string for a line. Okay? So I give it a list, and I have a default of 2. I also give it an x. If I give it an x, whatever, that will be added to each number, and then I'll print out that number. Okay? And then I'm ready to print it out again. Because I have to take care of this one time at the last number. That's why I have to print out, for me, line 114. Okay? So let's call this. Let's use this down here. I've defined a list right below it. And I will add to it. I will call that. And I'll give it the list of numbers that I defined. List of nums. Okay? And it needs 2 parameters, right? So it needs 2 parameters. If I don't give it 1, it will just add 2 to each number. All right, let's print it and run it. And sure enough, it adds 2 to every number. 4, 5, 6, 7, and the original list is 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what if I give it a value? Add to it, give it the same thing, a list of nums, and again, it will come up for you automatically when you're typing it in, the variable name. And let's say I'm going to add, say, 120 to each item in that list, and it will print it out. So let's see if it does. Yep, it adds 100 and, what is it? 120. First one will be 122, 123. Does that work? Yep, 122 and 123. And of course, you're running this with me, so you can see how what we're doing here yourself. So it's similar to other values. Here we're just adding, we're sending a list as a variable list, a variable name, to a function, and giving it an optional value, or an optional value if it's not given, as what we will add to it. Okay? With that, I'll see you in the next video.